Today's demo is very focused for the persona of IT. I will take you through a couple different things that Copilot can help with IT professionals in Word, and then we're also going to look at the Copilot grounded graph as chat as well. I just wanted to start off by orienting ourselves with this Word document and Copilot. What you can see is the Copilot icon right here. And when we click this, it will open up a draft with Copilot box. And this is where we can type our prompt. Now, I did also want to mention, if you see up here, there's also a Copilot button in the top ribbon. If we open this Copilot up, this will actually open up the Copilot side panel where we can ask Copilot any questions about a document. And the difference with this one is this is where we can actually generate content with Copilot. Dina was mentioning, depending on the prompt that you use and how specific it is, Copilot will give you an output that's very contextual. I'm just going to put a prompt in right here, and I'll read it out to the audience. Hi, Copilot. I have a folder named Copilot Demo Examples, under which is a subfolder named IT Sample Dataset in my OneDrive. I'm having issues connecting to our HP T850 printer. Can you help me with troubleshooting steps? Thanks. So as you can see, I am telling Copilot, look into this folder and look into this subfolder, and then look if there's any documents about this printer and help me troubleshoot it. And you'll see what Copilot can actually do for us. So as you can see, it went into that folder, it looked up if there's anything about troubleshooting a printer in this folder, and now it's giving us a step-by-step process on how we can fix it. And as you can see, in just under 30 seconds, Copilot just gave us step-by-step how we can fix this printer. Now, let's say a customer needed this, or even one of your employees needed this. We can send off this document, or we can just read and understand this as well. I see Roxanne says, can you see your original prompt? You can. It's right here. And I can even paste it in the chat for you as well, in case anyone's wondering. So pretty cool, I would say, right? We can regenerate this or keep it. And let's just keep it. And there you go. Now you have a document fully for troubleshooting a printer. I'm going to do two more documents on what we can do. And it's a very similar process, but you'll see a bit different things that we can ask Copilot, for example. So this prompt is now, hi, Copilot. I am having issues with Salesforce knowledge base implementation. Very similar. I have a folder named Copilot Demo Examples, under which is a subfolder named IT Sample Dataset in my OneDrive. Now, the ask for Copilot is, can you help me with how best to translate documents from English to French? Because let's say as you're helping customers, employees, maybe they speak in a different language. How can I help them translate these documents? And as you can see, Copilot is now very similar to what we just saw, but I wanted to show Copilot just troubleshoot things going into our folders. It can even do other things that we ask it to do. And as you can see, it's giving us step-by-step how we translate documents from English to French and review and publish translated documents. So we do have a very consolidated document that Copilot is giving us. As you can see, 4 pages of information, as you can see here. Now, let's say we keep this, and I wanted to show something really cool is, why don't we actually translate this document itself into French? So what you could actually do with Copilot is you have a how-to document. Maybe you now need this in different languages, for example, French. We can ask Copilot, translate this document in French. And when you do the /, we can now browse my files and go find that specific document and translate it all into, let me just go here and find that file that we just created. and it should be right, this one. Now we're going to attach it. So now we're telling Copilot, right, translate this document in French, and we're attaching the document it wants to translate, that we want it to translate. And we'll generate this, and you'll see very quickly we now have the exact same document, but in French. And Copilot will continue. 3, step 4, I think it's almost done. Step 5, and conclusion. Perfect. So very easily, Copilot can translate any documents that you need. And we're going to do one more thing with Copilot. Very similar prompt as well, but this time it'll be a little different. I just have a spring release document from Salesforce in the folder name Copilot Demo Examples, under which a subfolder named IT Sample Dataset in my OneDrive. Can you help me summarize the new releases? And here you go. Now we have an even summary of new features of the Salesforce Spring release. And there you go. Now, as you can see, really quickly, we just generated 4 documents with Copilot and Word to help with IT. And I wanted to also show we can actually do the exact same thing in Copilot. So I am on copilot.microsoft.com, and I can take this into the chat in case you want to try something out too while I'm doing this. Now, the only difference is if you don't have a Copilot for Microsoft 365 license, you won't see this work tab. Now, the difference between the two is if I'm in my work tab, Copilot will have access to my data, so my emails, my files, my meetings. In the web tab, this is where you're doing that big grounded search with the web. So I just wanted to show very similar thing that you can do with Copilot. I have a subfolder named this. This is my subfolder. Can you search for contents contained in this folder for any instructions on how to troubleshoot a laptop? Can you please make it easy for me to follow in a step-by-step format? Thank you. I find that when we were doing it with Word, because I did try this before, Copilot Chat does give a very condensed version, and I find the Word is more elaborate and it goes more into detail. But as you can see, Copilot does do the same thing when you're in the chat. And I can just show I did the same prompts as well. This is the printer one. And as you can see, it's more concise, but it's still pulling from that same resource that we told it to, as you can see, versus the Word. So I just wanted to show you the differences here. I see a question from Caesar, if I pronounce that right. Would Copilot be able to access a knowledge base outside of the internal documents, such as from a website? Yes, it actually can. So I am on the work right now, so I'm telling Copilot, look into my internal documents. If I actually turned on this plugin here, so you'll see plugins, you can turn on the web content too, and it will pull up information from the web as well as your internal documents. Okay, I will now do a couple other things. We're going to switch over to the web tab, and we're now going to start searching for the web and maybe just get some ideas from Copilot. This prompt is a big prompt, but I will break it down. So essentially, I'm telling Copilot, assume that you're a CIO of Gulf and Fraser Financial Group. Identify and recommend technologies that Gulf and Fraser should consider implementing to achieve the following objectives. And now, as you can see, I'm listing the objectives that I want Copilot to understand. And I also have questions as well that I'm asking Copilot. So we have enhanced customer service. We want to reduce queues at branches. How can I decrease wait and hold times on the phone and even differentiate from competitors like Man City? So even a prompt like this, you can ask Copilot, and it will give you those ideas that you can start thinking about. And as you can see, enhance customer service. So let's put maybe some AI, CRM systems. How about reducing queues at branches, mobile check-in features, scheduling systems. And as you can see, as I'm hovering over this, it does give you the resources that it's pulling this information from. And as you can see, they're all here as well. So as you're doing research, you can even go in deeper to these resources. Okay, the last thing I want to show for this demo, so I'm just going to start a new topic. And let's say, you are IT admin at your organization and you're just using Copilot, something as simple prompt could be, what are the common tasks for teams as administrators, right? Um, Teams as in Microsoft Teams, that's going to give me its answer. And I just want to show how easily you can find information with Copilot right here. So Copilot gave us its output, and you can even see um, the resources here. Maybe I want to start taking some trading resources. I can open this up. I have a resource here. I can go back. Let's look at roles to manage teams, and very easy to find information this way. Now, even taking it another level, I want to show I am now in the Microsoft Edge. So that is the browser that I'm using. And I would totally recommend using this browser because if you see at the top, I have Copilot in the Edge sidebar. So as I'm doing research, maybe I'm trying to figure out how to do something with Microsoft Teams, I can easily come here and ask Copilot, generate a page summary for me. Now, Copilot's going to see what's in my browser and it's going to give me a quick summary so I don't have to read this whole thing. And then I can even start asking Copilot even more questions. For example, what can each team admin role do, right? And as you can see, it's like a chat. So it's very easy to find information this way. I see that you can assign these roles using Microsoft Entra ID. I can even ask Copilot, how do I assign these roles? And it will give us this information. So pretty cool. I would definitely recommend you try it out yourself. Emily, I see you have a question. Sorry if you already said this, but when using copilot.microsoft.com within O365 apps, is the info ingested by LLMs? Do we need to be careful not to include company identifiable info? If I go actually back here, so in the work, if you're, oh, sorry. Yes, this is what we're talking about. So here, I just want to point out, this is probably the main feature I would say is when you are logged into your Microsoft Entra ID, um, you'll see this information. Anything you put in here is discrete when you're sharing any personal or organizational data. So everything is secure here. Even when you're in the web, I'm also logged into my Entra ID. You'll even see the same thing. There's commercial data protection. So you can make sure everything is protected and safe as long as you see this symbol and you're logged into your Entra ID. I hope that answers your question. Okay, perfect. The last thing, so that kind of just wrapped up my IT demo. If there's any other questions, please let me know. And please let me know if that was helpful. If it was really cool to see if you learned something new, that'd be awesome. I did also want to share other resources really quickly. So I'll pop these links in the chat. And this link right here is the Copilot Lab. If you don't know where to get started with prompting, this is a really good resource on learning about prompts because I think that's the biggest thing when you're using Copilot. And another thing I wanted to show is you can actually get Copilot on your phone too. So I'm just going to pop that link in the chat as well. It's the same. You can actually access your internal data through Copilot on your phone as well. There's a work and a web tab if you do have the license, or even just Copilot's now like the new Google. So even if you want to just use this easy with your phone, I just wanted to share that too.